right, guys, more Tundra gaming coming your way here. I will be playing the blue-white Phelia deck. Phelia Riddler, you have your Stifles, you have Days Wasteland, you have Tameo, the white removal spells, Murktide to finish things off. So this looks like something that I have registered before. I have made tiny adjustments here. A main deck consigned to memory is essentially me trying out 16 sideboard cards. This card it can randomly be good against my opponent, of course, but also just good with Phelia and Riddler. Sideboard-wise, with red decks re-entering the metagame, I have a Perch and a Hydroblast. I love the flexibility of Perch, killing Kaito as well. Some triumphs as, you know, white Baragoyfs, Sweepers, anti-combo cards and negation, couple of Surgicals for the yard, couple of Pyroblasts for any blue deck, but mainly show and tell coverage. Single Volcanic in the mana base enables that, and a little bit better Prismatic Ending for when we have to kill 3-drops. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to give this a go. All right, some blue-white action coming your way here. I'm on the draw with my Phelia deck, and this looks like we will be crossing our fingers that we're up against a creature strategy. That's just how fair decks work these days, is if you will either have, you know, forces or removal spells be bad against your opponent. Okay, we're up against Sultai Beans. This is going to be a sweet one, I think. So the card up the beanstalk, not particularly beatable. But, you know, there's hope with Prismatic Ending. Daze is not a bad card. I should probably have that as like my safety valve. So I basically go draw the Daze now, ending the Beans with Daze backup and play from there. I'm going to be drawing a second dog here and be somewhat weak to Wasteland, which is, you know, not ideal, but that's how it goes. All right, here's up the beanstalk. So I could have fought over it, but I think it's better to develop my mana. If I get forced here, I mean, it's not ideal, but has to be done. Prismatic Ending onto that card. Love that that resolved. So now we essentially need our opponent to play some random creatures. Oh, this is really funny. Second beanstalk is getting dazed here. I don't think the opponent has dazed. They would just have dazed my ending, right? Here's the land afterwards. So basically the opponent underestimated my ability to play daze because I was a Tundra deck. That's actually pretty cool, let's say, equity. So now, is this a turn where I play Phelia? I think it is, yeah. So the opponent was saying between the chance of me playing Daze in my Tundra deck, oh my sheesh. Yeah, so let me just finish that thought. Between the fact that I'm less likely to be a Wasteland deck with my Tundras, and that they could randomly spike Wasteland, they decided to play like that. Let me respond with this Phelia. I don't think there's a reason to get forced on that card. Okay, well, if you're Mr. Triple Beanstalk, I mean, it's going to be a rough one. That is certainly going to put a damper on my excitement about, you know, the ending in the days. Let's see what this is. Ponder. Yeah, problem is up the Beanstalk just unlocks so many of their cards. So even like a random Murktide, it doesn't matter if I plow it, it's still cantripped, right? So it's very, very hard to win this game. Now, am I so desperate that I'm brainstorming for my second copy of Ending? Wasteland. I'm not sure about that Wasteland. I don't think it's very good, but it could be the difference between the opponent hardcasting Riddler or not, which I guess is solid. I think I should play Murktide Regent. This is now me getting dazed. Maybe that's okay. Murktide resolves, then I let my opponent know I'm wastelanding them. I'm gonna, since they have stable black mana from the basic, I'm gonna try and fight the green. But yeah, this is probably unbeatable no matter how I slice it. The opponent needs an immense amount of, let's say, chaff in hand for this to work. they kept the cards on Ponder. Now I'm basically willing to say this is like a, I don't know, 1% game or whatever. So this could be Bowmasters. I guess let's attack first. So I don't think the dog is interesting because part of how I win this game is the opponent having like a couple of fatal pushes. I've cast this Ponder. Am I ready to plow the Bowmaster? Yes. Okay. Well, the opponent probably has the Bowmaster here a good 95% of the time. I think it's okay. Let's plow that card. Let's see the 1/1. Resolve this one. Yeah, these cards are very, very bad. All right. All right. All right. Looks like an uphill battle here, to say the least. How can I win this game? I mean, yeah, I'm going to get Murderous Cut here. No, I'm not going to get Murderous Cut. What is this? Petty Theft. Okay. Let's go to the next game here. I don't think this one is winnable. Beans is like an absurdly tough matchup, but I guess I'm winning there unless my opponent draws 3 copies, so maybe it's not that bad. The Daze... It's interesting. Do I believe the Daze is gonna help me? Do I need Force? I guess the Consign is bad. I like Stifle. I think that could throw a wrench in my opponent's plan. What about something like minus a Consign, minus a Force? Do I want Triumph of St. Catherine against the Fatal Push deck? Yeah, we can maybe go like pound for pound. Or maybe like Trim of Riddler. That feels a little bit wrong, I must say. Maybe I don't rely on Force. Try and work on the Mana Denial and Daze plan. I'm willing to just register 1 Force Will here. Okay. Oh, I should have brought in Perch instead of... I missed that one on top of the Wraths. Okay. So now I can do 2 things. Hold up Stifle, play Tameo, or play a tap land. That's 3 things. Nice counting. So stifling my opponent out of the gate would be amazing, but I think having 2 mana on turn 2 is going to be better. Let's see if I'm right about that. Wasteland. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of committed to the plan. So what would be the absolute best foil? It's like Fetch Island, Ponder. I guess this is kind of a decent foil as well. So now let me go Basic Island. That's a little bit of a weak play, but I'm going to do it. Yeah, the opponent kept me off balance there with the Wasteland, because now if I just go land pass, it's not impressive. Let's see if there's the convenient answer. That is indeed a convenient answer. Let me try and work on my opponent's mana like I intended to begin with. Let's see if that works out. Fetch land, I'm excited to see. Wonder if Stifle's on the radar. That's awesome. Okay, Ponder's good. I don't think I'm going to insta Brainstorm. But, let's see. Maybe Insta Brainstorm is solid because it lets me, you know, look for Wasteland, look for Daze, that kind of stuff. Next turn, I'm going to be tapping out for Phelia, and then maybe Bowmasters is a problem down the road. Okay. So for those reasons, I'm going to play like this. I like Phelia, I like Daze. I like shuffling away my basic, I guess. Shuffle away my basic in order for then search for the basic and shuffle. Yeah, I think that's good. But now the opponent kind of knows that the Phelia is coming. Let's see. They crack the fetch. It's going to be the fastest stifle of my life. They don't. So I should fetch this basic and draw here, I think. Let's see. Fetch the basic. Play the Riddler. And now try and set up the 1-2 punch. Play the planes, rather. Draw the Riddler. Okay, so let's see. The opponent knows about the cards here. I'll end step the Phelia. The opponent would need to fetch in order to kill it. But I have a decent situation here. Let's see if we can pounce. Now, the Phelia doesn't do anything right now, but with this card getting cast, it does. So, let's make sure we tap better. Let's tap like this. All right, it's time for the opponent to pounce. So this will get stifled. Let's see if the opponent has a response to that. They don't. Draw. Wasteland is insane here. Get that card out of there. So I guess I'll see if they have a random consign here. That one comes back. And let's kill the trop. Draw. Okay. So we ended up finding a sweet window. Bearing the opponent's mana here. Despite the challenging first turn where I think it was smart to play the tap land, but when the opponent wastelanded me, I haven't fully thought about that. So now the problem is these cards are going to be on my opponent's radar. I'm talking about Stifle specifically. So now I think I should get rid of Daze and sideboarding, bring back the Force of Wills. Because I think the opponent will be very, very careful this game. I'm even thinking about having these 6 cards on and then no Stifles. Is that crazy? No Stifles is probably crazy. This makes the dog not too exciting because it basically only combos with a Riddler. That's kind of a bad ratio for a legendary creature. So now, if that is, I mean, the first Stifle I can easily get in here. What about more Stifles? What about more? So maybe, What's realistic here? How's this going to play out when the opponent knows about the Stifles? Is it still a valuable card? They fetch proactively. I don't know. I feel like I need 2 to have a game plan. So maybe something like this is okay. Okay, let's try it. It's always a tough one here because those cards are either insane or they're embarrassing. All right, we have a pretty standard hand here where we are actively hoping our opponent has turn 1 Tamiyo. That's kind of a theme that Tamiyo introduces. Carpet is also live for, getting eaten by Prismatic Ending. Here's Carpet. So I'm actually just going to fetch planes and kill that turn 1. Because that is a very annoying mana burst. This is probably a good draw. The Force of Will here. Basic planes. And get the Carpet out of there. If the opponent plays up the Beanstalk, what is my force pitch? Ponder. Ponder's not scary here. But also just a good play from the opponent. They don't have to make their land drop. They might go for, you know, depending on what they find here. The opponent shuffled. They have the land, so who knows what that means. Tamiyo is a sweet one, but I think I should wait a turn. I think this is Quantum Riddler time, so I go... Also note that the opponent did not play around Stifle here. That's very, very interesting. I'm actually just going to cycle a Riddler here. I think that's totally reasonable. Plow. Plow could be a good card. Like, if there's some Murktide stuff going on later. So, I don't think it's mighty impressive to cycle a Riddler, but if this game goes on, you know, it is a plan. Let's see. Thoughtseize, Tamiyo. Okay. The opponent learns about the top card of their deck before making their next play. Pierce is good to know about. I'm not sure what that means, if they have another one or not. Ponder. I think Tamiyo land pass is going to be my move here. Tamiyo, land. If it get pushed on a turn, I fizzle it with a brainstorm. If it doesn't, I'm just going to stay put. Because Orky's Bowmaster is in my life. They take the turn. I think they have the spot removal. This could be them trying to play smart. If they play up the Beanstalk, I should probably ditch the Ponder. Okay. So I will fetch Volcanic Island here, understanding that I could get Wastelanded, but I think that's okay. Also note the opponent doesn't have any black mana, so this is kind of a free roll card. Let's see. Ooh, the opponent had another Pierce. That kind of sucks. Well, I'm going to make the move here. I'm going to die a horrible death to Veil of Summer. That was not there. So Tamiyo now is my worst card, I believe. Is that true? So I don't think I'll get Thoughtseized, but I should probably consider it anyway. Am I Murktiding next turn? Or what am I doing next turn? Probably Murktiding, but we can't really know for sure. If I get Wastelanded post this, which is very possible. Do I want the dog at my disposal, as they say? The 2/2 looks a little bit unimpressive. So maybe getting a new Tamiyo going is more important. So essentially I want to go dog all the way down, hide Murktide, flip the Tamiyo, Fizzle the push, which is pretty decent. So that could be a Witherbloom command deck. Here's the Wasteland post. So well played by the opponent. They kind of force me to have moves before knowing if my mana base sticks or not. So now plus play Tamiyo, hold up Plow, try and protect the queen here. Witherbloom command blows me out here, I would say. But let's see. Oh, what is this? This is Murderous Cut on that one. I mean, that is very beatable. Let's see what else we're working with. So this is an interesting one where I should probably just plus. Yeah, let's plus. I think that's how you play. I mean, Witherbloom command would be backbreaking, but I don't think they have that card. Also, they exiled Wasteland from the graveyard with the cut, didn't they? So what does that tell me? Does that tell me they're not on Witherbloom? I think I should stifle here. Pass. If they try and fight it with creatures, I'm ready. I have to think about Bowmasters down the road. 4 mana. So this could just be a anti-stifle fetch. Never mind. This is actually a play. So now they're going to try and take back a Ponder. Okay. What's your remaining 2 cards over there, buddy? I'm thinking a lot about Orcish Bowmasters, I must say. Wasteland. I can take my opponent off black. That's actually huge. So I should actually do that before I use my Tamiyo. So take my opponent off black. Now they don't Bowmaster. Okay. Yes. And now they need to ponder into black to even have the quote unquote bluff. I think maybe Tamiyo takes this down just from low resource. Couple of basics to sit on. Let's see. They kept the card. So I don't even know what this means. What kind of card am I playing against? I have a Tamiyo on 8. Okay. So this is just petty theft. You got it. Here's a Riddler. I'm a champ. That card was insane. Absolutely insane draw. This is a dead card. Note that Pyroblast is a dead card because I exposed my Volcanic Island earlier. Okay, so we get in there. We get the Riddler back, draw another card, grow the dog. So we're not out of the woods. No force here. The opponent could like beanstalk into stuff and we're losing. I wonder if drawing or clocking is better here. They kept the card, so I guess they found out the beanstalk. Oh, they found Murktide. Nope. They're paying life here. They dismember the dog. Okay. That is really not a problem with me. Okay, so if I can find an untapped land off the top, I kill my opponent next turn. I can't. That's a terrible draw. I think I should cast this Brainstorm. Wow. Okay, the opponent has a shot here because I Giga Bricked. Funnily enough, I think Ponder's my best card. Yeah, this is abysmal. Okay. Attack for 4. This is still a game. So Beanstalk into stuff can cook me. That is a good start. I guess I'm not getting thought seized with my opponent on 6. I still think it's a good habit, though, to think about. So hopefully they will see some good black cards that they have to shuffle. That was kind of the point. Okay, they keep the cards. Okay. I don't like this. So what is this? Murderous Cut? I guess they don't give me the turn here if they have Murderous Cut. Unless it's the exact timing for now. Okay. They did let us untap and brainstorm into stuff and what have you. 1 card in the opponent's hand. I draw the Ponder and I have 1 dead card. I actually think I should pass here, get the dog into play. And then I'm drawing another bad card. Okay, never mind. I should cast this card. These cards are terrible. The Force Will is playable, but the other cards are very bad. But maybe I should, adjust my strategy here. Because if I draw the Force, my opponent's next draw is shut down. Okay. Yes. I'm going to keep these, but I'm really not excited. But I'm only going to keep these because my opponent has 1 card. And I believe Force Dog Tamiyo can do some damage. So now should I main phase my... No, I should just discard the Pyro because it's a dead card. So the opponent must have an idea what I'm working with over here. I believe this here comes the Bowmaster. No, here comes the 3/1. I think that's totally fine. Discard Pyro. This game is crazy because I might have to force a will a Fatal Push. Pitching Murktide Regent. Yeah, I mean, great game of Magic, right? Turn 11. Struggling. Let's see what this is. Murktide Regent, I believe. Funnily enough, that card is beatable. You got it. Here's Phelia fighting. The opponent's down to 0 cards here. So, fighting, pitch, Murktide. That card resolves. So now I can do 2 things. I can allow the Murktide, but I think I should do that later. I plow the Murktide when it's a 3/3. I think that's just better for me. So what I'm going to do here is play Tamiyo, reset the Murktide, and then I should probably plow it right away. My opponent's at 3. Okay, let's pass. Did they draw another? That's pretty darn sick. So now I need to respond to this by plowing the onboard Merc. They want to go to 6, which is decent. They have a huge blocker, but I think they will at least consider to stay back with Brazen, because Brazen blocks Tamiyo. Okay, they don't. What a lovely game. Oh, I forgot about the Stifle last turn. Dang. That's brutal. That is brutal. Should have thought about the Stifle. But now I have my own Murktide region, so now maybe things change. What about this play? Plow? Should I plow here? Let's see. Reset the Regent. Yeah, I think it's resetting the Regent. So fetch Tundra. I'm at 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Murktide Regent. Reset that card. Pass the turn. Opponent's at 4. They need some serious draw here to get out of this. Otherwise, you know, they have to start chum blocking. Like, get rid of the Brazen. This one has to chum block. I can even plow it to win the game on the spot. Let's see. I don't think the opponent can attack here, yeah. So, what happens if the opponent drew Fatal Push? Let's say I kill the Murktide end of turn. Fatal Push, chum block, yeah. I think this is good. Plow. Nice draw. Attack, try and get rid of the Brazen here. Here's Sheldred's Edict. Let's see if I can find the right one. All right, very, very cool match. I'm not sure I played perfectly, but I think I got to showcase a lot of cool stuff like the play draw thing, pounce with like Stifle Wasteland Days on the play, then hedge with forces on the draw. the Phelia Riddler combo got the opponent. I got severely crushed by when they had triple Beanstalk, right? And then this game, keeping the shitty Ponder, but because there was a Force Will there, it actually was serviceable. Like, it was basically worth trading 2 good draws to ensure me handling one good draw out of the opponent. But that was very, very cool to see. And then I could have played better with the Phelia here, slow rolling the Stifle, developing the Tamiyo. So yeah, we live and we learn. Let's keep on gaming. Guys, the first Eco Championship qualifier is here. February 7th is where it's going to go down. It's going to be 7 a.m. Pacific. It's going to be 1600 hours CET, depending on where you are in the world, of course. And we're going to be playing Legacy for a bunch of treasure chests, but also we're going to be playing for a slot in the yearly finals at the end of the year, as you can see on this graphic. So become a member over on Metafy or send me a message and go grab your guest ticket. I can't wait to see you there. All right. More blue-white action here. I get to play first. I have a hand that is amazing if I don't get wastelanded. I think that is how I want to play this. So it's tempting to go basic island, but that can just, you know, backfire in multiple ways. So let's go Tamiyo here. This could be the opponent's go sign to start wasting us, but I think if they do that, I'm just 1 land off from starting to crack clues. So I like my chances between, you know, wasteland being whatever percentage card, and then the opponent has to draw it, and then the opponent has to go for it. So I think this is all good. Let's see what this is. Ooh, turn on Ponder. So huge advantage for me here. I wonder how I play. I think I just play attack and pass. If I had Brainstorm, I could think about that. Ooh, now I have the 1-2 punch with force backup. So now I basically set up essentially why this deck is competitive, right? If you can make the opponent worry about Tamiyo while sneaking in Phelia Riddler, that's insane, right? So this is just a good example of a competitive deck these days has to present multiple things like back-to-back that you want to, that, you know, the opponent needs to worry about, essentially. So let's try the doggy here. We'll play by the opponent, actually, to keep their options open. Is this Daze? Ooh, I'm getting dazed here. That's annoying. I think this is worth fighting over. Yeah, let's fight over it. Well played by the opponent. Daze here is super annoying. This could be a mirror match. That'll be fun. Okay. So this works. And now, did you slow roll your plow as well? And you're plowing the Tamiyo? That would be sick. They're going to play their own. Okay. That works. Against onboard Wasteland, what is the champ going to do? Okay. So I should plow this card before annoying stuff happens. I should fetch here before annoying stuff happens. And then I wonder if I'm just supposed to chill and crack a clue. I think that's slightly better because I could draw like Stifle or whatever to keep Riddler in play later. Or a Force of Will, I guess. Yeah, let's pass here. I mean, I'm the one with a Tamiyo and a couple of clues, so this exchange was not that bad for me. Here's Murktide Regent. Cool play. Let me look for Daze. There's the card that lets the Riddler stay in play, which is pretty sick. Yeah, I should draw 2 off of Quantum Riddler here. So yeah, sorcerer speed, so we can't do anything smart. Let's see if the opponent has Force Blue card. Because, you know, flipping the Tamiyo is not nothing. They have Force Blue card. That's sick. Okay, problematic. Problematic indeed. I think I should stop my opponent from playing white cards. Pass. So now I have to find a plow or my own merc before the dust settles. Let's see. 2 cards. Land is not bad. So I could have consigned here. I don't know. I didn't think about it. Can we do it? Also, consigning there would make Murktide a live draw. Am I flipping the Tameo here? Let's see what we draw. Draw Ponder. Am I flipping the Tameo here? But the way the opponent's playing, they could easily have Stifle. Okay, I'll try and flip the Tameo. At least that soaks up damage. Another Tameo. Then using the same logic, at least that's a blocker, right? Because we're in a weird situation here. But the cool thing is, I think my opponent has to attack our Tameo. Because there's a plow in the graveyard. So we get a little bit of wiggle room here. Let's see if the opponent can piece something together. Phelia here to reset the Murktide and make it never come back. That's huge. Let's think. Do I want to get cooked by days? I don't think I want to get cooked by days. So what I'm going to do here is actually play Tameo and pass the turn. Take 6, and then try and stabilize with Phelia. Come on, baby. Okay. That land is fine. The opponent wastelands me, I'll Phelia in response. I'm down to 5. They have 2 magic cards. Here's the dog. Let's see if paying around days pays off. So the thing is, if I attack with Tameo, I'm assuming this dog trick works, and I don't think that's how I'm supposed to play. I think I'm supposed to hedge a tiny bit with a blocker here. Don't stifle me, bro. We did not get stifled. Sick. So now I think it's free for me to ponder. Force a will. I think I'm supposed to draw, let's see, with the wasteland here. Get them out of white. Let's see, when should I do this? If they have the dog, they end of turn it. So let's do this. Am I supposed to double consign this? But then I enter Days territory again with a dog, but I think that's okay. So maybe... All right, let's do this. Counter the trigger twice. Murktide's gone. Pass. Wasteland upkeep. I really don't think they have Stifle, because they would have stifled the make Murktide disappear move. Let's see what this is. I don't think it's anything. Yeah, okay. Okay, commanding board position. The opponent has no white mana. Did we thread the needle? We get the turn here. I draw the Murktide I know about, which is crazy good. Yeah, let's attack with both and blink the Tameo. Now, if I had a good memory, I would know about the next card. But I simply can't. Oh, it's Force of Will. It's Force of Will. So let me Play Murktide 1, 2, 3, 4. Murktide Regent. So now if the opponent just drew Stifle, they can Stifle that Tamiyo doesn't come back. I think that's acceptable, since I'm winning on board. But they didn't have that card. Yeah, I think this is us taking game 1. Pretty cool game where I felt ahead, but then the Murktide was getting dangerously close. Never mind, cancel that. We have a game. So this could be Teferi, a card that I've seen people run, but I personally don't like. I think 3 mana has a lot for it, like Daze, Stifle, Wasteland, very compact deck. Okay, so what is this? It's not the card I thought it was. Here's the cycle. Bunch of redundant legends here. Can't say I love it. Let's see. Gonna blink the Tamiyo again. Get the clue going. Try and get in for 9. It looks like the opponent is just going to instep a dog here. I think I'm fine with that. Let's pass. Because I might have to... Well, let's see. So am I supposed to look for a blue card, or am I supposed to slam down a blocker? I think I'm actually just going to slam down a blocker. So sure, they get to reset the Murktide, but if I trade dogs there, I think I'm in a good spot. You could also argue my 4/4 in play is good enough. Yeah, the opponent, you know, had to deal with 2 things, so that was a problem. Mirror match. Daze on the draw, probably bad. Forces, probably somewhere between necessary evil and bad. I think that my sideboard plane is actually just like this. Hydro doesn't do anything, probably. I mean, I don't know about my opponent's splash. I think this is fine. I think Force of Will is consistently a liability. The one consign here is probably bad, so maybe just 1 force is better than that. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. All right, cool matchup where my opponent tried to race, but we got there eventually. Look at all these beautiful fetches ready to get blown out by Stifles. We're bad against turn 1 Tamiyo. But that's magic, right? We cannot cover all angles. It just starts with responsible deck building, and then that's all we can do. Fetching around Stifle ahead of schedule, around Wasteland as well. Nicely done. Let's try and do some of the same here with basic Islando into Tamiyo. Triumph of St. Catherine, probably the worst card imaginable. So now the opponent can be... Oh, yeah, the opponent missing out on a clue here I don't like. Just very solid. Get in with the attack, then try and flip Tamiyo. Okay, so we're playing against Flip Tamiyo. I have 2 endings. I have 2... What's it called? Pyroblast in my 75, so we're not, you know, we're not super cold. Let's see if the opponent just decides to kill this Tamiyo. That would be expected. I think they should fetch here either way because Stifle and all of that jazz. Also, Ultimate Stifle, Ultimate Tamiyo against a Stifle deck. I mean, okay, so maybe there's a bait. Is this a bait play? This is always tough, right? Because I don't know my opponent. Are they trying to get me to sleep at the wheel? Maybe they don't want to fetch... Okay. I think I solved it. They have Stifle, but they don't have a second basic island. So they want to stay a little bit flexible here. Okay. Let's try and get the clue going. And then I think what I'll do is I'll play land even though it hurts against Mr. Stifle. But I guess I'm also Mr. Stifle, so maybe there's something there. Play land. Play Brainstorm. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna Stifle here. At least I'm gonna try. So maybe my opponent got me here. Getting me to play into Daze. Okay, that was not the case. I think I just put back the 2 miracle cards. I mean, what am I going to do? If I get wasted here, it's backbreaking. None of these cards will handle the Tameo in time. At least the 5/5 will ask the question. If I get wasted here, okay, sick. That would have been brutality. Let's see what this is. This could be a good old prismatic ending. It's a good old Stoneforge. Oh, they actually play the Stoneforge package. We did not get dazed last turn, so I'm willing to believe I'm not getting dazed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to Miracle and I'm going to Plow. Miracle, yes. Cast Triumph. Make my opponent worry a little bit about that card. Now I'm going to fetch basic planes, I believe. And allow the Stoneforge Mystic. Don't do it, buddy. Okay. So the thing is, Tameo is an avenue to go get Stifle. What happens if I go and get Stifle now? I think that's solid. I think I should just get Stifle in my hand now, and maybe that's too soon. Let's see. If I get back that card and the opponent goes like Stoneforge or whatever, then I guess the Stifle is still alive against that. Okay, so let's go and get Stifle back. Let's make sure we're playing like a normal game here. Because remember, I need my opponent to like worry about the Triumph, right? Then I'm going to Miracle another Triumph. No, never mind. I fetched it away. Never mind. Okay. I don't think I had a way to prevent that. I'm keeping my Tameo in play. I'm keeping their making it -7 and somewhat in check. Yeah, there's the Plow. We kind of knew about that. They have Meteor Sword and 2 more cards. Let's see what this Tameo is going to do. It could be downtick time. They're fetching now around the Stifle. Jamming another Stoneforge. Yeah, that's devilish. So now they have 2 things here. 2 things to worry about. Stoneforge and a Cryptic Coat. A hard castable equipment. Yep, that goes to 8. Makes a lot of sense. I think it's time to draw Prismatic Ending. Land might not be bad. Let's see what we can find with the Ponder here. Ponder into Prismatic Ending like a champ. Ponder into Phelia. Okay. So this turn I'm gonna do what exactly? First of all, I think I need to do this now. And pass. I need to stifle the -7. And then I need to accept the Meteor Sword. Let's see what this is. All right, opponent. Point with the sword. Okay, Tameo down. I have to let that, allow that, essentially. Now, if the opponent has counter magic, I'm dead. So we have to assume they don't. They want to return Brainstorm. That is fine. I'm basically hoping they don't have land Plow. Because then I go and get my engine online. Pretty cool game. Tameo threatening the ultimate. Okay, they break here, so should I have responded with the dog? Did I just give them the chance to find force? Yeah. My instinct here was if I don't respond with the dog, I don't inform my opponent they need to hold up plow end of turn. But the problem is that force blue card is a huge part of their range at that point. Yeah, dang. Okay. Another Riddler. Sure. Let's see what we can draw here. Plow. Does that make any sense? Plowing this card. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stifle to keep the Riddler in play. Wait a minute. Is that even smart? The opponent's hand is Cryptic Coat and, well, what did they pitch? It's Cryptic Coat and one unknown card. I kind of want to, wait a minute. I think I need to stifle here, which kind of sucks. If I stifle here, they need to -3. The opponent's kind of turning the corner here. I wonder if I can do anything smart. I'm going to keep the Riddler in play. So do that. I'm going to allow my opponent Stoneforge to live because Murktide Region just blanks this card. So if I start plowing, I'm just losing to a blocker. I don't want that. Yeah. So this is where I needed another stifle, but yeah, this game was very tough to navigate. I wonder if I could have done anything smart here. I think the only way here is like drawing a land now, like grind with Riddler like a madman. That type of game, I think I have a chance. Let's draw a land. That would be sick. That is not a land, so if I go plow the Stoneforge, warp the Riddler, response, cast Brainstorm, I draw an additional card off Brainstorm. Is that smart? I think this is better. Yeah, the opponent could also easily have the dog end of turn. This is good. Now I can get rid of land. I might even like all of these cards. If I just put what on top, let's see, what should I put on top? Fetch Riddler, I guess. Yeah, fetch Riddler. Kill that. Play land, riddle 2 cards. Into Riddler and the land, so I'm kind of wasteland proof. Then the opponent goes Cryptic Coat. This card is out of here, so let's just make sure that that card is visible. We didn't know about this card, but we suspected this card. Allow the Legend. Dodge Dace. Yeah, this game was very, very complicated. It took me a lot of clicks here. I don't even remember the score of this game, this match, so let's just quickly check. Am I up a game, or what's the score here? Yeah, I'm up a game, so I guess plenty of more Magic to be played here. Stoneforge getting in for 1, and then I'm going to start playing Riddlers, which is kind of cool. Well, unfortunately, I think getting Riddler going is more important, so I'm actually going to say no to this, which is weird. Let's, I guess, fetch a Tundra out of my deck here. Draw 2. Which one is better? Is it the one out here? No, it's the one out here. It's the one there because then I draw more cards. There's Quantum Riddler. Draw 2. There's a cool Stifle. I have no idea who's winning this game. Because the opponent has an unblockable creature. So what if they try to equip? Should I just Stifle to, you know, save damage? I think that's fine. Stoneforge. Cryptic Coat, Sword. I'm gonna Stifle here because I actually don't want to find out if my opponent has more stuff. Then I'm gonna have it stop on my upkeep so I can play Dog and draw 2. That attack makes a lot of sense. It's unblockable. I guess they don't have Plow, right? Let's play Dog so we draw 2 on the draw step. Prismatic Ending is amazing because it lets me kill the Cryptic Coat. I only have the Surveil as my fetchable. So 1, 2, sorry. Let's add red mana. Red, blue, white. Let's target the coat here. I guess I should have played out the land to threaten against Spell Pierce. I don't know if this deck would ever play Spell Pierce, but I should have played the land because I'm going to do it anyway. And they don't know I'm out of fetchables. So that could, in theory, persuade a Spell Pierce holder to not pierce. All right, so let's attack here. I think we have to keep things moving over here. The Riddler is like a draw 2 every turn now because I'm doing a good job emptying my hand. Land, probably not dangerous, but famous last words, etc. Okay, well, Quantum Riddler, draw 2, pretty darn strong. Let's see if the opponent can stifle that in play. Let's see what this is. Good old Plow, good old Tameo. Good old Murktide. All right. Let us see what we can do here. I'm going to have to be a little bit time efficient here, so I'm going to be cutting some corners and clicking some hotkeys here. Tameo. It's funny that that card is actually kind of unimpressive. I'm going to put it into the graveyard. So the Riddler goes away. No attack. Let's see. I'm going to draw a couple. Lots of good ones here. If I go Quantum... No, I need to reset the Murktide. Then I'm probably trading off like a bad card. So let's play Wasteland for land drop and cast a Brainstorm. That is a draw 4. We already played land, so I mean the lands were just straight up terrible, right? Let's do that. Let's cast Ponder to clear them. Let's see if we can find a removal spell. We find our own Murktide. That's pretty strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. 6 mana is a little bit of an annoying number, actually. Okay, I'm going to shuffle these. Should have thought about that. Draw the Murktide. Okay. So what happens if I go attack with these boys, reset the Regent? Yeah. And then what? Do I play out an 8/8? Maybe I do that. See if we can find the Plow. I guess one more shot at it. Plow or Blast. Another days. Another days. Okay. Let's play nothing. Let's do the attack I talked about. I think it's okay to trade off the 2/2. Get that card out. Then I'm going to slam Murktide, keep them down on mana a little bit. Have a big Air Force. So in a spot like this, I think the opponent should have triple blocked, because this is a way for me to slow roll my removal spell. They single block, I then kill it, then I keep my dog. But that's like, you know, a little bit minor. I guess let's play around double days for the sake of it. Here's Murktide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big Murktide coming in. And here's the Wasteland. And I think double days is actually likely to do something here, which is funny. Here's the 3/3. Okay, a lot of pressure on the opponent to have exactly Swords to Plowshares. It feels like this game has been going on forever, I must say. Murktide into the graveyard. Okay. If they equip, they in theory stonewall the Riddler. But I kind of have inevitability with my Riddler in the warp zone. Maybe, do they have one as well? Yeah, they have one as well. It's just a little bit harder for them to get to. Okay, so this looks like they have a dog in hand. That's interesting. I just draw one this turn. Wow, what a draw. What a beautiful draw. I think I'm simply just supposed to go to combat here and swing. They probably chump block here, and they try and end step the dog as their last resort. Go to 5. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like playing this card is just so good. Boom. Quantum Riddler. Draw. And here's the opponent's desperate attempt. And I think this is where I... Do I plow or double daze my opponent? I think I just plow. Yeah, that got the opponent good. Yeah, this was a treat of a game. It just felt like the biggest grind ever. I had to do things the hard way with forcing my opponent to minus that Tameo to just, you know, plow my guy so I can take over multiple turns down the road. So lots of long-term planning here, and that's how I like to play Magic. I hope you guys are enjoying the show as well. Let's play one more. All right, last round of the video. I'm playing blue-white Phelia Riddler, as is evident with my opening 7 here. Is this ever something I should consider? In the dark. So if the opponent has a broken deck, I'm in trouble. I need to like fetch Travail to even find, and then I have the 1-2 punch. I'm gonna mulligan this. I think too much stuff can go wrong between the opponent's deck's potential and, you know, the opposite out of my deck, I guess. Let's put back a Riddler here and keep this hand. This has similar issues on, you know, both sides of the table, but at least you have a plan here in Tameo. Mox Diamond. Okay, so I'm playing against lands, probably. Lands is gonna be an issue. Loaming back the forest. That is all goody. With Loam in rotation, I think this is basic island time. Here's Tameo. Second plow here is probably atrocious. This is going to be rough, because the opponent has so much time to put together, you know, Saga kill. I guess that is good for me. Okay. Would my opponent play... Wait a minute. Let's try and unpack this. My opponent did not dredge. My opponent did not have a play. What am I missing? Is this main deck endurance and my opponent is its way to like adjust to the turn 1 Tameo play? Let's see. It's not. So this is like, I don't know, Disruptor Flute? So if I flip my Tameo here, they respond and name it. I mean, I don't have counterplay, so I just have to make my opponent have it here. Well played. Well played. And since the flip is a must, this is a good play from the opponent. So very good adjustment here, and then they can start dredging last turn. Next turn, rather. So now I'm going to have... Okay, yeah, this is even worse. Okay. So now I'm going to have a dead Planeswalker. I'm bricking on land, drawing a brick next turn. Yeah, this is abysmal. Now the opponent can start dredging, and I'm going to get cooked by the first Ursa Saga that sees the light of day here. They just draw. What is that about? Crop rotation. So they do this on the draw step. Love to see it. And then they get Ursa Saga online right away. I know I'm looking at bricks. Yeah, this game is over. Okay, okay. Well played by the opponent, and unfortunate draws from me. Not a combination I can recommend. That is oftentimes very backbreaking. So these cards are on the table, with these 5 being good and these wraths being debatable. So in theory, I could get rid of all my bad counters. I'm not sure I need 4 plows, but I guess it's fine. Yeah, this looks like something that can win the game. So Wrath of the Skies is now my extra saga coverage. I have a little bit of anti-loam cards here, lots of anti-Merit Lage cards, and then I try and finish the job with the squad. Yeah, I should have a solid lands matchup. I guess this Consign is not that great, but it's, you know, it's a saga matchup, so there's that. You can argue for Phelia is a lot, so maybe I can go like this. I think this is good. Okay, Mr. Disruptor Flute. Let's see if we have a fighting chance in game 2. Very well played by the opponent. It's one of those plays where a lot of people will not see it coming, but even when you see it coming, it's just still annoying. The opponent saying thank you for recording the absolute beating. All right. All right. Let's see what we can do here. Game 2 against Lance. Not a chance in hell in game 1. Let's see if we can change that just a tiny bit. That would be pretty awesome. So we are in the market for shortening the game with either Tameo Flip, Murktide Attacks, or the Phelia Riddler 1-2 punch. But I mean, we're going to keep a lot of hands, so that's mainly just wishful thinking. All right. So I can play Protected from Wasteland turn 1, play Phelia. Hope the good things happen, but let's see. This gets cooked by good lands draws. It's weak against Lone Wasteland as well, right? It doesn't make any sense to start fetching. It doesn't make any sense to start fetching the first basic unless I have access to the other. Ending and Wraths could be anything from dead cards to clutch. The Murktide seems out of reach. Yeah, this is... For a hand with 2 spells and... I'm sorry, 5 spells and 2 lands, this is probably very unimpressive. So any, like, negation, surgical, Tameo, cantrips, even just better mana would have been better, but we can't really do anything about that. All right, I mean, let's see. Ooh, rumble. So now if my opponent gets Loam in rotation, I'm kind of cooked because of Wasteland. That is... Wait a minute, what did they take? They took Saga? Yeah. So I think my next turn, I should be looking to get Phelia going and then have like a juicy Wrath for 0. Should I have surveilled there? I actually think I should have surveilled there. Yeah, that was bad. Because I'm exposing a duel anyway, so I should have had control over this draw. This was bad. Because, yeah, I mean, I drew a random card where I needed to draw a better card. So, Life from the Loam is absolutely unbeatable. This card is, funnily enough, something I want my opponent to play. The Discarder's a Saga. I mean, okay, that's game over. It is game over, right? Because they return 3 lands. They waste me out of business. Yeah. All right. That was not the most fun round. I'm sorry about that. Lands got the better of us, and we will try harder next time. As always, thank you so much for watching. I enjoy pressing record and playing Magic here for you guys. I hope you guys learn a tiny bit. If you learn, if you learn a tiny bit, I would appreciate a little bit of a membership subscription from you guys here. My YouTube membership is very affordable, and hopefully you should learn a lot from it. 35 people already took advantage of it, so I'm pretty excited about that. I think I should do something cool when I reach 50. I will find some kind of cool giveaway. So yeah, help me get there. And again, thanks so much for watching. And thank you to Four Seasons for sponsoring my adventures over here. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much.